Hello, Pats fans. My name is Donta DeCarry, and he's Drew Posty, and we're excited to preview this upcoming U.S. road trip as the Regina Pats will play the next 6 or 7 games away from the Brand Center, 6 throughout the U.S. division, beginning this Friday against the Spokane Chiefs before coming back home on March 15th when they take on the Prince Albert Raiders. And Drew, of course, they are coming off a huge 6-0 win over the Calgary Hitmen on Family Day. What can that do heading into this road trip for the Pats?
Well, it was a complete team effort win. Another one of those for the Pats. 38 safe shutout for Ewan Hue. 11 different players get on the score sheet. The captain leads the way with 4 points. So I think it just generates a ton of momentum, and that's exactly what the Pats need. They've got themselves right back in that playoff picture, so it's a crucial road trip for obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course, the Regina Pats are still in the playoff picture, 10th in the Eastern Conference standings, but just points back of 8th. Of course, battling with Calgary and Lethbridge. Prince Albert also ahead of them as well, so a huge road trip coming up for the Regina Pats as they head to the U.S., but still some beatable opponents for the Regina Pats, some tough games coming up. Portland is obviously going to be a tough one. We'll see Parkerburg and the Everett Silvertips to finish off the road trip. Wenatchee is a good team as well, but you look at Spokane and Tri-City. These are teams that the Pats need to find wins against.
And also the Seattle Thunderbirds are now a club that's moved on to that rebuilding stage as well. And you're right, with all due respect, those can be winnable games for the Regina Pats. They have to go in and play with a ton of physicality and just play their game. And, these are teams that don't see each other very often, so you never know what you're going to get. But, if they can go in and establish that identity, they can come out with some wins and some crucial wins that they need.
Yeah, it's been over 5 years since the Regina Pats made a trip down south of the border, so I'm sure a really exciting time, not only for the fans, but for the players and staff as well, as it will be an opportunity to bond together with some long bus trips and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a late season road trip down to the U.S. division, but you're absolutely right. For the older guys, the 20-year-olds, potentially their last long road trip, something they'll remember, and the young guys as well. We talked to Cole Temple post-game after Calgary. He's looking forward to it. It's a tremendous time to bond for sure. Lots of hours on the bus and some great cities to visit.
Absolutely. And Sam Maremba and Tanner Howe are closing in on the 200-game plateau, so some milestones to watch out for as well. Braden Barnett looking to play his 100th career game in the Western Hockey League. But who are some players that you've been impressed with heading into this U.S. road trip?
Well, Sam Maremba's really have hit a new gear since the Christmas break. He's been a point-a-game per player a while now. Obviously, Tanner Howe's played really, really well, and there's some shutdown guys as well that have played good on the back end. So really, it's been a different player every different night for the Regina Pats. But obviously, you got to talk about Ty Spencer hitting 20 goals against Calgary as well. Really found his gear. But I've been impressed with a lot of players. But if you want to name a few, Sam Maremba, Ty Spencer, Tanner Howe, Keegan Slaney's been really good on the back end as well too.
And you look at Braxton Whitehead, 6-game point streak. Yeah. That's a career high for him. Zach Moore's been really good. Anthony Wilson has been good. Jackson Vaughn. And of course, they get Corbin Vaughn back from injury heading into this U.S. road trip. I guess we'll finish off with this, Drew. Vaughn comes back from injury. The Pats have 2 more players left on the injured list, but they could return as close as Friday against Spokane.
Yeah, it's always valuable when you get guys back in the lineup that you rely on. You saw that when Corbin came back against Calgary. Right out there with a hit, a big fight. So, it just shows when guys come back, it just adds a spark to the team.
Yeah, the Pats are looking to see Harper Lolliker and Tyson Buchkowski back in the lineup for this U.S. road trip. Well, I hope you enjoy it. The Regina Pats will be back at home on March 15th when they take on the Prince Albert Raiders. But for now, it's 7 away from the Queen City, 6 through the U.S. division. You can catch all the action on 620 CKRM or on WHL Live, with most of those games starting at 9 o'clock local time, 6 or 7 o'clock Pacific. Thanks for joining us today, and we will talk to you throughout the U.S. road trip.